Hello everyone, it is our project about science, culture and education inside Kazakhstan by me, Azamat, Nazira, Zhasmin and Ayaulym. This video consists of introduction, education inside Kazakhstan, culture inside Kazakhstan and science inside Kazakhstan.
At the end of the 20th century, complex changes in the education system and the cultural sphere of the Republic of Kazakhstan, the beginning of the transition to compulsory universal education and the reduction in the number of illiterates, announcement of full compulsory secondary education, expansion of the network of educational institutions, including universities and the special educational institutions. Creation of the Academy of Sciences of the Kazakh SSR, which became of the largest scientific center of the USSR. During the Soviet regime, the cultural life of Kazakhstan underwent significant changes. A policy of national revival was carried out aimed at preserving and developing the cultural heritage of the Kazakh people. The opening of theaters, museums, the creation of national literature, cinema and the music became part of this process. At the same time, the process of ideological assimilation powered in from above continued when national culture forms were integrated into the framework of Soviet ideology. The stages of development of culture in Soviet Kazakhstan, the beginning of the Cultural Revolution designed to shape in Soviet way of life, the opening of the Kazakh State Academic Opera and the ballet theater named after Abay, the appearance of the first Kazakh national opera, Kushpendiler, the creation of the cinema, the first Kazakh film studio, opening of the Museum of History of Kazakhstan in Almaty, the heyday of Kazakh literature, cinema and the music forming a national cultural identity.
Science in the Soviet Kazakhstan. The Soviet period was also characterized by the active development of scientific potential of the Republic. Institutes, laboratories and universities were established where they conducted their researches in various scientific fields. Kazakhstan made a great contribution to Soviet science, especially in the fields of astronomy, geology, as well as in the agricultural field of soil and vegetation studies.
Development of science led to many significant changes. For example, in the education system, including the transition to 8-year general education system, or successful space programs, including the launch of artificial satellites or the first flight of a man into space, and modernization of the economy.
The education system in Soviet Kazakhstan was carefully developed. Schools, technical schools and institutes were opened where young people started receiving secondary and higher education. This was an important step in improving the educational level of the population and the formation of human resources for various sectors of the economy and science. Education has become accessible to many segments of the population, which has contributed to social mobility and increased skills of the workspace. In 1917, the opening of the first new type of school in Almaty. In 1920, establishment of the Turkestan Kazakh University. In 1939, the launch of a program to combat illiteracy. In 1954, the opening of the Kazakh State University named after Kirov. In 1970s and 80s, the introduction of secondary and higher education programs for personal training. Expanding the network of educational institutions and increasing access to education for the population, implementation of programs to combat illiteracy and improve the skills of the workforce, creation of higher educational institutions and research centers that plays an important role in the development of education and science in the Republic.